This is an interesting question. How are the new U.S. tariffs affecting imports and pricing? Well, it's no secret that they're 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 they have been very disruptive. I would say certainly for any U.S. product-based company, manufacturing company, or brand company like 034 Motorsport. Um, the last 30 years of U.S. economics has been a global economy. I went to college in the late 90s and I got a business degree, and I had entire classes on international business, international sourcing. I was encouraged to take Japanese and Chinese as language options to be successful in business. Um, and so, you look at the Fortune 500 list of companies, there's basically no company in there that is manufacturing everything they sell in the U.S. anymore. It has not been the case for decades. And so when I was born, there was in the 70s, there was a lot of U.S. manufacturing, and then that left the U.S. Baby boomers, my dad's generation, my parents' generation, decided that more money could be made by manufacturing overseas, and so you saw manufacturing leave the country. And so for all of us, like millennials and Gen Xers who are out in the business world, we came up in an economy where manufacturing overseas was not only just an option, it's the requirement. You literally can't get this stuff made in the U.S. anymore. It doesn't exist. You even look at U.S. manufacturers like supposedly like Ford, GM, Chrysler. Very little of what they're selling is even made in the U.S. anymore. So, because of all, and I'm trying not to get political. This is economics, not politics. But the tariffs coming at the way they have in the timing that they've come is very disruptive for every U.S. Manufacturer. And so, there's maybe one or two companies in the Volkswagen Audi aftermarket that are trying to say that they're not being affected by it, which honestly is not true. But you look at companies like 034 Motorsport, you look at the SEMA industry, it's being heavily impacted. In some cases, having our prices double overnight. So if we paid $1 for something in January, we could be paying over $2 for that same thing now. Not to mention, we were selling it for much less than $2 before. So now we're paying more than what we sell it for in order to bring these products in stock. So as a result, you're going to see broad-based price increases. We're already seeing it. We at 034 have had to raise our prices to accommodate this. It is disruptive and difficult, and I think everyone's dealing with it. I can only imagine what some of the other companies in the industry are doing. We're working to minimize it by optimizing our supply chain efforts and strategy. But not everyone will be able to do that, so it'll be interesting to see how this plays out. I do think there'll be some pretty big negative impacts. And keep in mind, we source the majority of our products from the U.S. still, even with all that. And we're seeing price increases from every U.S. company because the way these tariffs hit, at some point down the line, every material and every product is impacted by the international market, because this is the world we've all grown up in. So we are seeing broad-based price increases on from all of our U.S. suppliers as well. So it's just waiting and seeing how it all goes, hoping that a lot of it backs off. But unfortunately, the U.S. government really needs this money. Our deficit is ballooning every year. Also, not politics; it's just the deficit, and so the U.S. government either needs to raise taxes, cut expenses, or raise more money. And so these tariffs are essentially a tax that are going to pay for the debts that the U.S. government has. So I think as of now, it's like 23 trillion.
It's something insane. It's all on a shelf somewhere.
It's gone up like 5 trillion this year. Just since January. So Yeah, and the U.S. government's bringing in hundreds of billions of dollars, through these additional tariff expenses. So I don't see them going away. The money is needed by the government. So, all right. Well, I hope it's not impacting you and your job out there, but I do think it's something to keep an eye on.
There are very few, I think, industries that aren't impacted at this point.
Yeah.